Oh, my name's Fox, so thank you, name it Fox, and Star Wars, baby! God, it looks still so good. But in any case, this is the new show, The Acolyte, which I was going to review 1 and 2 when it came out, but then it took me a minute, and then episode 3 was coming out that night, and I'm just like, I might as well wait. And now I'm doing it now. So, if you don't know what this show is, it takes place during the end of the High Republic, which happens 100 years before the Phantom Menace, before Anakin. Well, I guess technically it would be like 95 years before Anakin. I'm not sure. How old was he? No, it'd be 80 years before Anakin was born, at least. I think it's been in the High Republic era, which is said to be like the Jedi were like King Arthur's knights at the time. There's even technically an Excalibur lightsaber, which is one of my favorites. Also, FYI, I'm using these videos for clips, but I'm using them from this guy called the Critical Drinker, and from his titles, I'm just going to assume he's an asshole. So, fuck him. But in any case, I've tried reading the books, and I say that in the sense of not because like, oh, they're bad to read, in a sense of I'm bad at reading. It takes me a minute, and so, like I have the first 3 or 4 books, so I still had to read through those. I have read the comics though, some of the comics though. And I really love this idea of the Jedi and all that stuff. But mind you, I will say too, watching this, maybe because this is supposed to be the end of the High Republic, this thing like the ending towards the High Republic and all that stuff, the Jedi still seem like assholes. Because that's also the problem I've had with Star Wars in general. And also one of the reasons why I don't think I really got into Star Wars that much when the prequels first came out. And it's because the Jedi always seemed like assholes. Like I vividly remember, like I barely ever watched the prequels, but I remember seeing it in theaters. And I remember the part where Anakin's like saying like, you know, I'm afraid my wife is gonna die, and Yoda going, no, don't have any of that feeling shit. Feeling shit you shall not have. Dark side that will lead. Have no emotion. Fuck your feelings. Feelings you are fucked. No, but like it's not the greatest thing, so I'm just like, only until later on after episode 7, 8, and 9, or 7 actually is what got me into Star Wars, and people saying like, no, the Jedi aren't the good guys. The Jedi aren't the good guys in this. Like, if anything, episode 1 through 3 kind of shows why they're pretty bad. I'm not saying the Sith are good guys either, but I'm like, okay, and like watching it through that lens, it makes the prequels way better. Honestly, I ain't gonna lie. I don't need these. That being said, yeah, I mean, listen to his shit. That being said, we are following this series seems to be following 2 characters, being May here and let's see here. Those people they call when there's bad things happening. happening at your company, OSHA. Where it seems that May here, spoilers I guess, is the Acolyte, who is a a Sith apprentice pretty much. We don't know who the Sith is currently, but she is hunting down 4 Jedis that had something to do with her home being destroyed. Her and OSHA's home being destroyed, which also both sisters believe the other one is dead. That is, mind you, it brings it up later and all that stuff, but dead, and pretty much she's hunting down these different Jedi, being this lady, Torbeck, I believe his name is, and then a Wookiee, and then Soul, this guy right here. This guy right here, which it turns out, if I remember reading this correctly, before this, he did not know how to speak English. He learned to speak English for this role, if I'm remembering that tweet correctly. So, good job. I can't even learn Spanish. But Soul here is also acts as a father figure towards May's twin sister Osha. And pretty much after the death of this master, it leads on a hunt to trying to find May. They mistakenly think it's first Osha, especially when someone that May let live says, "Oh no, that's definitely her." It's like, really? God damn it! But obviously, they find out later when she tries to attack someone on another planet that it's not Osha, that it's actually May. They set up like a whole trap thing while Osha, who we find out which Osha, she was trained as a Jedi, but apparently failed or flunked out. We're not entirely sure. We haven't given that whole info yet. And pretty much after figuring out that May be alive, or, in all this, and especially with Soul, who's kind of like an adopted father, she joins them on a quest pretty much to find May, who is, again, hunting down the different Jedi and all this stuff. And while that's going on, it turns out that obviously May is trying to hunt down these other Jedi and all this, but also that for her to become a Sith, for her whole thing, she has to kill the Jedi without using weapons, which she needed a weapon to kill the lead Jedi here, where in this one, this guy has a force field around him, which technically, well, she had him die via poison that this guy over here gave him, but died via poison. So I don't and I'm like, does that count? I'm guessing not, because she still has 2 more Jedi that she has to kill. And also, every time she's done this, she seems to always be trying to go for their lightsaber. I'm not sure if it's the idea that she has to kill them without her weapons, or that she can kill them with their weapons. Because obviously, at least in this new thing, to become a Sith, you need to be able to take a kyber crystal from. If I remember correctly, to become a Sith, you need the kyber crystal. You need to get the kyber crystal from a Jedi, take it, and then you corrupt it. Can you just love the engineering for this? It's simple, but my God, it's so satisfying. There we go. But hey, guys. And this leads to, obviously, this leads into some big things when eventually, episode... What the hell? I don't even want to know. This leads to eventually the sisters meeting up when they find out that they are alive, but then Osha shooting at her with what was just the thing to knock you out, because it was the circle rings. That's how you know it was the stun feature of blaster. But also, let's see if he shows it. Let's see, because... Yeah, this blaster right here. Oh, you can barely see. Yeah, this blaster right here. This is a cool-ass blaster. That is so bad. I like this one. I'm not sure if that's based off of an actual gun or not. Like a lot of the guns are. But I want a replica of this blaster. This blaster looks sick. But Osha shoots at May. May escapes. Osha's like, I'm going to help you hunt down the Jedi, or help you hunt down May, with Soul and all them, and then episode 3, it goes more into their backstory and all this stuff, where it kind of shows what happened back then. But also, I should say this too, while this is all going on, they are saying how May and Osha are connected, and even very much more in episode 3, where she has they have 2 moms, and the fun thing is, it's not only that they have 2 moms, if you see, obviously, if you see, let's see here. Let's see if they show some. You have, right here, you have Mom A and Mom B. If you thought, okay, which one is which one is their biological mother? You would probably think, obviously, B over here. But no, it is A is the one that birthed them, and they're both their biological mother. And it's just... Because here's the thing, and this is why I'm really liking this series too. The sequel trilogy, I love the sequel trilogy, honestly. My biggest gripe with the sequel trilogy is Rise of Skywalker, and that's mostly because they listened to dumbasses like the Critical Drinker and tried to make him happy with like shit like Luke going, no, I always knew you were this, or all this other bullshit. No, stop with that shit. Should have just done your own thing, built off of there, and keep going. And mind you, you don't have to have everything planned out. You could just build shit on top of other shit, and you could build a movie off of one movie that wasn't actually planning anything, and just keep building off of that to make something more and better. You 100% could do that and make it seem like it was all connected. You know how I know? Because that's what George Lucas did. George Lucas didn't have a goddamn plan. Trust me, he had zero idea. That man has been coasting all over. No, yeah, I totally had a plan. Like, by God, Darth Vader was 2 separate characters. And not only that, Luke was Anakin. Then you have one, yeah, like that's the other Vader. There's a bunch that's not, that like, there was not, this man did not have shit planned out, trust me. Hell, the original, what the hell? The original Star Wars cut of Episode 4, or the Star Wars, was so shit that like, they just had to like, oh shit, we gotta re-edit all this, and they had to re-edit everything. George Lucas did not have a plan. Handsome, what are you doing here? But in any case, Handsome, you want to do a Wookiee sound? In any case, they're both their biological parents. And there's a lot of things that are being brought up with him. Also, let me say this too. We find out they're witches, or the Night Sisters. They're the Night Sisters, 100 years before, you know, Clone Wars and all that stuff. But they're the Night Sisters, which I'm guessing this mom is either alive or maybe just other ones. But they're Night Sisters. They have Force potential. And they also get a cool curse mark. And again, like, there's a whole thing that's being brought up that's like, oh, 2 become 1. Like, the mom has a yin-yang symbol on her forehead, and it turns out during this ascension that is supposed to occur with the sisters, they get, like, this symbol, like May has a symbol, like, I believe here, on her head. And we find out a few things. 1, the witches are obviously cast out from where they originally came from, but 2, that Osha and May are the first kids born from the Night Sisters for a minute, and the main reason, and the thing is, they were born without a father. That sounds familiar. But 2 mothers, mostly because she carried them, and as far as I'm going to guess and assume, she used the Force to make them. So, in a way, the best way I'm guessing this kind of goes, or how it happened, is they pretty much made 2 chosen ones. Using the Force. And also, on that same note of that too, like, not so much saying that they are the chosen one, I'm not saying that, but I do think they're the dyad, because ever since, like, handsome, scratching your eye, come here, my guess is, because if you don't know what the dyad is, if you haven't seen 7, 8, 9, the dyad is when someone of the light side and dark side, like, force powers kind of intermingle and they're connected, allowing them to then share memories, share a connection between time and space, and even, like, allow them to, well, at least in the case of Rey and Kylo, create, like, well, where two pretty much become one. Skills can be transferred between them, they know how to fight with it, and it is very different from, you know, the one. But it allows for some more potential, because at least as far as we know, apparently there have been multiple versions of the dyad throughout time. There have been other connections between it, and honestly, I love that. This is something that's been brought up, that was brought up in Rise of Skywalker, and also I feel like this is something that is good, because here's the thing. The Chosen One is the Chosen One. This is the single person that can ever do this. I guess you can say there. Like, I remember, like, there was theories that, oh, there's been other quote unquote Anakins throughout time and stuff. Which, you know what, I'd be kind of okay with that. But I love the idea of this, and that's the thing too. Like, these shows have been doing, which I really like, is that it takes ideas from the sequel trilogy and expands on them. Something that, like, let's say the Clone Wars did with all of the prequels, because, like what was it? The episode. 7, 8, or episode Rise of Skywalker, brought up cloning a Force wielder and stuff like that. And then we have not only the Mandalorian showing that's possible, showing that, that's the whole thing that Gideon's whole plan was, but on the flip side of that, we now have also the Bad Batch showing, Force sensitives. Another way that they were studying for Force sensitive to be made so they can eventually make Palpatine clones. There's always that there. So now I feel like, that's what we're going with this route. We're exploring the dyad, something that was different from Kylo and Rey. Which also, can I just say right now, this is probably one of my favorite little Kylo toys / statues, because look at that design. Like, I love this goddamn. See, Episode 7 Kylo was so goddamn sick. I honestly think this is the perfect balance of the prequels and the original trilogy, where you have these robes, but then you also have the mechanical bits like the helm, like the Vader helmet and stuff like that. Also, I love I love his lightsaber. Honestly, I don't give a shit. That's fucking cool. Yeah, I'd cut my wrist off with that. Don't get me wrong. And I love the idea that he would have to learn a new fighting style to use that. But I love that shit. Also, Rey is one of my favorites. My favorite Skywalker, honestly. Next to Anakin and Ahsoka. Also, I just realized they have him standing on sand. That's funny. But pretty much, like, a whole big thing that they bring up is that, like, they're the two that are one, that they're connected. They're always going to be connected. And, like, again, they all have the yin and yang symbol, which, the whole idea of connection stuff. So that is a cool little bit that I like. I like that stuff. I like seeing that, and I like that, because also here's the thing, too. Like, the whole idea that, she uses the Force pretty much to create their daughters. The question also comes up, handsome. The question also is, like, because that was the thing, there's a whole little comic where, actually, hold on, right here, where, mind you, like, Vader sees through the past, and, like, you see this whole thing, which, this came up with a theory that Palpatine is actually Anakin's father. Palpatine used the Force, and pretty much impregnated Shmi, I think that was her name, Shmi, with the Force to create Anakin, the Chosen One. Which, I'm not sure if it's really confirmed or not, if that was true or not. I think, like, the pretty much conception is, like, this is just the visual representation of just, like, the idea of Palpatine manipulating everything. Like, not so much that he's the actual, like, his father. Also, this Vader, like, Force ghost kind of thing. But I feel like that might have been slight inspiration for this. Because, and, like, the thing is, like, these kids born of the Force, and then also possibly being a dyad, I like that. That's cool. We can explore the idea of the dyad more. And also, again, because there's such a really cool idea, because that's the thing too, the Chosen One is just a powerful Force user, who obviously is supposed to bring balance to the Force. He's dusty. Supposed to bring a balance to the Force, and, is stupidly powerful. I like this because it's more of a team effort. Not saying I don't like the Chosen One, don't get me wrong, but I love the dyad idea, because, one, it's something that's not focused to just one person is the Chosen One throughout time. I think I'm repeating myself at this point. But also, yeah, let's see different dyads throughout time. And also, it makes it where, yeah, if one learns, like, let's say, because this is what I want to see. One learns Force Lightning, the other one hasn't, the other one starts using Force Lightning. Like, how cool would that be, seeing, like, the two, like, working off of each other like that? They become a strong pair. And also the idea that that's also where, I think it's Darth Bane's, like, idea of the two came from, was he was trying to make a Force dyad. I think that's interesting. But, God, I just love that design. Also, Rey with her staff. I really do think they should have given Rey a staff lightsaber. I like the yellow one, don't get me wrong, but a staff lightsaber I think would have been really good. That's what I was kind of hoping for. Honestly, I was kind of also hoping at the time, before everything else, that they were going to have it that Rey was the reincarnation of Anakin. But, you know, they didn't, but they gave us the dyad, which I'm kind of happy for that one. But, okay, let's think here for a minute. We do find out, and I kind of went off with it, but pretty much they're trying to the moms are trying to raise them to become witches. May is 100% okay becoming a witch. Osha is not. And if maybe it's because I'm remembering this one more, because I've seen this one more recently. But Osha is not. Osha doesn't want to be stuck with her sister forever. Osha doesn't want to be, doesn't want to do the ascension thing. She wants, and eventually when Jedi start poking around, they're like, she's like, I want to be a Jedi. Which May does not take well. But also on that same note, because here's the thing. The Jedi pop in, they break in actually, because like they're doing their whole ascension thing, and then the Jedi just bust into their home and everything, and they're like, "Oh, we heard you have kids here," and the witches say no for one, but two, on that same note, they're like, first off, this isn't your jurisdiction. We are not part of the Republic. This world is not part of the Republic. You have no jurisdiction here. You're just breaking into our house. So leave. And handsome. And leave, get out of here. But then also like eventually Osha, because she doesn't want to be a witch, she wants to eventually become a Jedi and all this stuff. She pops out and goes, "Hi," and then her sister comes out too, and the mom's like, "Leave." But they're like, no, we have a right to test your daughter. It's like, what right? Fuck off. I'm like, no, leave. I'm like, you assholes, no. What the hell do you mean? What the hell do you mean you have a right? Screw off. God. And then eventually, but they're like, okay, fine, you can test our daughters. And eventually, like, they tell them, like, okay, you guys have to fail this test. Which I'm just thinking, like, soon I'm like, okay, I guess they could try to lie on the test. But as soon as they stabbed them with the needle to check their blood, I'm like, no, they're not going to fail any damn test. Because even if they did fail a test, because the whole test was, like, the Constantine, like, oh, what's on the screen? They're like, oh, it's a rabbit. And it's, it's supposed to be a rabbit or something. Like, they're supposed to guess what's behind there. But once they checked their blood, I was like, no, because I'm guessing right now, I'm going to guess, because the whole thing is, it's just FYI, May, the reason why Osha blames May, which also I forgot to mention, May is now like a tech mechanic pretty much, and also people got pissed off because at one point there's a fire on the outside of a ship in space, and she puts it out, which... Yes, fire doesn't work that way, but also on that same note, I like Treasure Planet, so fuck off. I'm like if you have an issue, like, I ain't gonna lie, if you have an issue with fire in space, in a place in a show where you can hear ships flying around, where you have a lightsaber that is constantly pumping out the power of a star out the tip of it. If you're getting mad about that, by God, do not watch Treasure Planet, because holy shit, you'll explode. Mind you, one of the best Disney movies. Alright, so, sorry, back. But yeah, so like, just calm the hell down. Like, my God. I think there is a literal quote of George Lucas saying, like, there's air in space when I say there's air in space. Oh, God. But in any case, yeah, OSHA, yeah, anyway, so once they, but anyways, the whole big thing, the reason why OSHA blames May is because, May goes like, pretty much she pulls a Mabel, from Gravity Falls. She goes, you're not going, we're gonna stay together forever, and if not, I'll kill you. It's like, what? And pretty much starts a fire. OSHA is able to escape, and supposedly, that fire screwed with the reactor core of this thing that's on the same floor level, and also was only burning in one little doorway, somehow affected a whole, like, power thing, blew up things, like, laser killed a bunch of witches, and, like, all this stuff, and I'm like, really? Really? This one little fire did all that shit? Mind you, May and OSHA are 5 years old, or 10 years old, or whatever at the time, so, yeah. Like, yeah, I'm sure they'll believe any bullshit you tell them. But, yeah, and Sol was there, saves May, or saves OSHA, thinks May is dead, because don't worry, I'm going to train you to be a Jedi. And I guess eventually OSHA flunks out of that. Yeah, right, that's another thing. OSHA flunked out of being a Jedi. I'm sorry. There's a lot of stuff going on. But, like, and then now like, again, at some point later on, May finds a Sith, and she, you know, she has to go on, trained and went on this whole quest thing. And now it seems OSHA has to learn how to be a Jedi again. And I like this show a lot, honestly. It is pretty fun. It's cool seeing this. Obviously, there's something going on here, because even in episode 2, when May has to kill this guy here who has a force field around all that stuff, the way she kills him, kind of, like, I would say this would count as her killing him without a weapon, but I guess not. I don't know. Maybe it's the idea that she has to use the Force to kill somebody, but she pretty much says, like, you know, I know what you did on that day. I know this and your regret and all this stuff, because apparently he's been like this for, like, years, and pretty much using his regret to make him kill himself. And I'm like, all right, what the hell happened? And I love the people like this guy, I'm assuming. Maybe he's actually... No, I'm not gonna lie, he's an asshole. I'm not even gonna try to give him the benefit of the doubt with these titles. Hell no. This... Like, the way this guy is, or the way, like, he's giving stuff like that, and, like, how these other people... Because there are people on going, why did he kill himself? It was all May's fault. It's like, are you an idiot? Because obviously, like, that is weird if they show it was only May who did it, but it's not. May was not the one who started. Like, it's so obvious some other shit happened that it's very funny. Like, people are just like, oh yeah, no. Like, people who are just gonna hate on this for no damn reason are going, oh yeah, no, yeah, it totally, like, was just May. It's like, you're an idiot. But in either case, I want to see what's going to happen with May. I ain't going to lie, I first thought it was going to be like, oh, May died, and, like, it's like a Jekyll and Hyde thing, like, after May died, like, you know, with being a dyad in the Force, so, like, her soul merged with OSHA, and, like, it's kind of something like that, where, like, they switch between personalities or something. That's what I first thought it was going to be, and then when they actually are in the same place, I'm like, okay, maybe not. But I don't know, technically they could pull a freaking Fight Club, honestly. But there obviously seems to be a major connection there, which I'm like, are we getting DYAD? Please give me time. We're getting the DYAD because I want to see the DYAD. Hell yes. God, this was still his best outfit. I will say, The Last Jedi, the one thing I hated about The Last Jedi was they made him destroy his mask. It's like, why? Hell, I'll say this. The one thing I kind of hated about Episode 7 was that they made him take off his mask. It's like, why? Keep him hidden. Keep his face hidden until the very end. But anyways, yeah. These 3 episodes were fun, honestly. I liked them a lot. Let me see in my notes if there's anything extra I want. Ueda, Osha, old droid. Oh, I think there was a woman who was just like a really old-looking droid. Oh, the prison droid that grabbed him, I guess, because it looked. I was like, oh, yeah, that's a very chunky droid. Could be she's a dyad in the Force, and with her sister dying, she merged with her sister and has 2 personalities. That's what I thought. New baddies, epic sounding. Oh yeah, the Sith Master. Let's see if he shows it. Yeah, the Sith Master looks sick as hell. From the little bit we've seen. I'm excited to see where that's going to happen. Oh yeah, another thing. A lot of the spots, especially like here, I'm not probably here, but like some of these spots out here, I'm pretty, like the outside spots of this city, I'm pretty sure is Batuu, aka Galaxy's Edge. Which, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if that's the case. It wouldn't surprise me if they're using Batuu to obviously save up on costs for certain things. Which, hell yeah. Like, that place is so fun to walk around in. I want to interact with the character more next time I go there, but yeah, I'm pretty sure like a lot of these scenes were filmed on location at Batuu. They're at Galaxy's Edge. You just had to record. Oh yeah, another point. Where they at one point like May's like poison contact here to get the poison to kill this guy. The idea is that they use Osha to like go in there and like try to make him convince people, trying to make him spill that he's the one who supplied the poison to her to kill this guy. And what they pretty much recorded off of him was, did you use the poison? Another thing, I'm like, I don't think that's enough to like, I don't know, maybe space law is different. I don't think that's enough to ground him on anything. Because that's just like saying, he could have said, what? I said if you use the rat poison on the rats. And like, I don't know. It feels like, Soul also seems like he has 2 lightsabers. The father figure one, Osha's gun is cool as hell. Flashback episode, Ascension. Bet they're a dyad, so these people, the students we're a part of, were Force sensitive, not with the Jedi or the Republic. Yes, also, yeah, they're Night Sisters. Which I'm like, okay. The Jedi have the right to test possible Padawans in their jurisdiction. That's, yeah. Osha and May are half Dathomir. May carry them while their mother used the Force to create them. The Jedi are bad, the Jedi are good, is what they're saying. I'm going with the Jedi are bad, I ain't gonna lie. The Jedi obviously did some horrible shit. Especially because here's the thing too, like I'm guessing, because again, once they got blood samples, they're done. Like they already know they're Force sensitive. They probably got Force sensitive, like, oh shit, these 2 have a high metachlorian count. Which, mind you, I love the idea of metachlorians not so much being the Force, but the idea that metachlorians are attracted to people with high amounts of Force, thus allowing for them to do the count thing and all that stuff. Mind you, canon-wise, that's bullshit, because canon-wise, Episode 1 straight says, like, oh no, the metachlorians are what create the Force. It's garbage. They kind of been trying to bounce away from that, but hopefully they still do. But yeah, like, obviously that's how they figured out Anakin had a high metachlorian count, which it'd be cool if maybe they find out that, yeah, these 2, like, you know, these 2 have a high metachlorian count, or maybe, like, they see, like, the metachlorians or something, like having Force between them, and they're like, oh shit, these 2 are super stupid strong, we need to, like, you know, stop this. Like, we need these guys we need these rules on our side, because by God, they're stupid strong. Wouldn't surprise me. Especially after Osha or May has this ascension thing, which we don't entirely know what that does. I'm guessing must. And also a lot of things. The cool thing is also that the witches. The whole thing is that like the many become the one, so they're all like channel their energy, I guess, into a single person. Which I'm like, okay, that's kind of interesting. That's a different way of using the Force. So yeah, they do like spirit bomb stuff. And I'm like, that's kind of interesting. Cool. But yeah, that's, I don't know. Let's see. Is there anything else on my notes I want to bring up before I end this? Lead female assassin seems cold, like the prequel Jedi. Lead female assassin. Oh, I think talking about the lead Jedi. She feels like the prequel Jedi's are like, we must have no emotion. It's like, shut up. Also, like, yeah, like, one point Soul says, you can be a Jedi. So, like, Osha, and Osha's like, yeah, and then, like, you can be a Jedi too, man. And he's like, fuck you, I don't want to be a Jedi. Like, why are you testing both of these girls when only one of them wants to be a Jedi? Just let the one test, and that's it. Like, I don't know, it's some shady shit. The Jedi are in a place they're not supposed to be. Also, one of the Jedi that are with, that are part of, like, the main cast, is, X-23, so fun. But May doesn't want to be a Jedi. Osha does. Just, you know, if Osha wants to go, then fine, I guess. I'm still kind of against the whole idea that Jedi can just take, like, you know, the kids go and they'll never see their parents again and all this stuff. It's like, no, that seemed kind of messed up. And the cool thing is that also, like, I kind of like the idea of the High Republic is that it's when the Jedi were less strict. And so, like, they allowed things like Force abilities that could manipulate technology and all this other stuff, like, because they're allowed to branch out and experiment with the Force. Also apparently, the Jedi, the lightsabers in this are, like, a little bit chunkier than before, which people had an issue with that, like, the blade is chunkier, this is chunkier, which I think maybe it's supposed to kind of match up with, like something like this lightsaber, where it's, like, a little bit bigger, chunkier than other lightsabers. But also, it could just be that it's older technology. And also, like, people got mad, like, well, no, we've seen the technology in the art and all that stuff. It's like, yeah, but also that's art, and that's pretty sure the designs change pretty frequently. And why not have it to where, yeah, the live action ones are a bit chunkier. I'm kind of okay with that. They're still developing. Why not? Like, why not do that? In either case, I like these episodes. I think they're pretty fun. I'm kind of excited to see where it's going to go with this. Soul seems like a really cool samurai. Hello? Yeah, hello? 2X. Yep. Alright. Right back. But yeah, so it was good. I like the show. They're pretty fun. Other than, like, this guy's like kind of a stick in the mud a bit, but he's all right. X-23 is also, like, seems like a more, like, emotionless kind of character, stuff like that. Where Soul is a badass. He does give off that samurai vibe, which is awesome. Which also, I will say this too, like, because the idea obviously is that Star Wars is inspired by samurai movies, but also like westerns and stuff, and the Jedi are like the cowboys with their guns on their hip and all this stuff. Like, they're the sheriffs. But I'm like, I feel like they're so emotionless. Like, you can't really make that comparison all that much. I'm like, no. They're cool, kind of. They're cool, but, like, I wouldn't say, like, oh, they're the sheriff in the western. Like, kind of. Just to the point where they can have a weapon on their hip and they kind of, you know, pull back and, like, you know, like that. Like, maybe that's the only bit. But yeah, in either case, I like this. I'm excited to see what's going to happen next. I think this is going to be a freaking badass show. But thanks for watching, sharing videos. Hopefully you enjoy this. I'm so hoping, like, again, the way they continue with the clone idea of a Force sensitive, I'm hoping we're going to see more of the DYAD. But thanks for watching your videos. But thanks for watching. Please check out my other videos. Hopefully enjoy this. Screw assholes. We're just mad about stuff like this, and we will. See you later. Got my Zozo here too.